Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now, first and foremost, at the start of this video, we have to give huge thank you to Eggatron, who has put together, in my opinion, the best version of what many of you have asked for, and something that I was about to do but didn't have to, which is a massively awesome spreadsheet for the Crucible. Now, I will leave a link both to his original spreadsheet and also to the copy that I made for myself, so you guys can see that updated in real time, because my plan is to effectively add separate tabs and list down the teams that I used for clearing the Crucible. So as I go through the quest, I will be updating this spreadsheet by writing in the champion names. And then I'll be adding a quick note, potentially, with whether to, well, it's probably going to be a color code. If the fight was great, I'm just going to mark it as green. If the fight had some issues or was rough or I died to it, I'm going to mark it down as red or something like that, so you guys can get a grasp of it. But the point being is that this is going to be a spreadsheet that I'm going to be working myself with, so let's get a bit acquainted with it. So you can select the difficulty from legendary to normal, because the normal difficulty has 4 paths and the legendary has 2 paths. I'm not entirely sure whether we will have to do the normal difficulty, but either way, I'm just going to add a tab for each path that I do. And then obviously we have L1, L2, that brings up all the necessary champions. Then in the section where we have your champions, you can type in the champion that you use, and also if the same champion is entered twice per path, it will highlight itself red. So I'm not going to be using color coding then. Additionally, you can use 2 of the same champion if you have, let's say, a 7 and 6 star or 6 and 5 star, and if you're daring enough to use that. So I do, for instance, entirely plan on, let's say, using APOC twice, because I have a 6 star rank 5 ascended and a 7 star rank 3 APOC, or something similar to that extent. And obviously, the most important champions for here will be the Grandmaster, because Grandmaster is, a boss champion in itself, as well as we have Gwenperion. Gwenperion is fairly straightforward, but then on L2 path, we will have the Superior Kang and Kang to deal with, which are the boss champions, which you kind of definitely want to keep in mind before entering this quest. So for most of you, I do recommend, rewatching some old Kang guides in themselves. But both of these champions can pretty much be done with most of the champs in games, as long as you play well. But obviously, against Superior Kang, you will want to have something like Venom, King Root, Ultron Prime, Gore, Vox, Angela, like basically a cosmic buff heavy champion. And for first Kang, we had again King Root. Both of them were great. Dragon Man, Sorcerer Supreme, Joe Fixit. Something that, you kind of have to play within the rules, but relic ability, power gain, optional, block damage, mitigation, or regen. Not necessary upkeep for damage, primarily skill based matchups. So there we go. There's also the asking requirements that Eggatron has added, and again, want to give him all the compliments in the world for making such an awesome spreadsheet. I will leave a link to the thread here so you can wean into the discussion if you want, as well as a link to my version of spreadsheet. So we have a list up of nodes, effectively. We have RPG ask, which I think is quite helpful here as well, where we have physical or direct damage hits, bursts, and dot effects. For instance, for Hulk Immortal, what's required. Against Cosmic Ghost Rider, we have ability, power, control, and purify. So that is basically the champion abilities that you want to be looking for. And then the skill requirements. Obviously, there are plenty of cheese bosses, which we're going to be trying to kind of cheese through or utilize the cheese. And I love the fact that he already has listed the top options, and I did go through with it, and it's mostly, the same champions that I would list as well. mostly with a few changes, but for the most part, these are the more recommended options as well. Keep in mind that, again, as per rules of the Crucible, you will only be able to use every champion once at every star level. Again, so you can use the same champion if it's 7 and 6 star. And there's quite a lot of them. There is quite a lot of these. 32 on L1 path, I believe, L2 path, sorry, and L1 path, we are going to have 34. So that's a lot of champions that you require to have ranked up. I actually do need to check that up on my own account, but, you know, I'm sure I'm going to be more or less okay. I fully expect this to be clearable without any revives, or a handful of revives for the, you know, end bosses of each Act 7 chapter. So, I definitely very much so look forward to clearing it all. I will again be making a video after each lane I have cleared, by going over how it went, which champions I used, whether I would use them again, did I really miss a champion for like any boss, or obviously hopefully so I don't get stuck. But most importantly, by far, I look forward to clearing this live with you guys in the chat, so do not miss that. As you can see, this post is already quite popular, has sparked quite a lot of discussion. As I mentioned, I will leave a link here, and I personally very much so look forward to clearing this. Now, that's it for now, and I'm going to catch you guys soon. Bye-bye. Hello there, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have